Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signore. We're live with Steph and Kim. Happy to be here as we go through breaking Britney news, which always takes over our live feeds when we don't have a main topic we're talking about. And Steph said there's a new post that I should read and react to live. I may post this, I may not. We'll see what happens. But I love when I get to react live to a Britney post. And it's a notes post. Oh my God, it's several pages long. Are you ready? You guys ready for this? All right. And it's about dogs and apparently blood. Oh God. All right. Ready? Let's do this. Thank you for dogs. Dog spelled backwards is God. It's true. Not sure any correlation, but I do think that dogs are extraordinary animals. Although I've been attacked by 2 dogs in my life, I'm still drawn to them. The dogs that attacked me weren't big dogs. One a Cocker Spaniel, the other I'm not sure the breed. The Cocker Spaniel literally out of nowhere just scratched, bit and barked until I had to get on the hood of a car. Yikes. And crawl it backwards on my back. I didn't go to the hospital. I just remember being in the tub with blood everywhere, and it stung so bad. I was 8. Next time I was on a double date with my new jeans at 16, and I went to the door to get my friend, and this black dog came out of nowhere. It did attack me like the other dog, but it just came up to me, and it bit a hole in my leg and a huge hole in my jeans. Jeez. Ever since then, I've had to get to know animals before I really approach them. I have several small animals, and my baby is so sweet. I've never even heard her bark. My dogs are unbelievably precious. I grew up with really big dogs. They were German Shepherds and were trained in Germany. When I used to have men speaking in Spanish at my gate in Louisiana, my dog that was God to me was Angel. It was the most beautiful animal I've ever seen in my life. Most German Shepherds are black, but this one was yellow and white, and his hair was long, but his face looked like his breed. I was 5 when I had him. I love dogs. I just don't trust other people's. I found Sawyer in Maui, a gift from God, literally. He held me so tight when I held him that I literally couldn't leave the place. Women were all pulling up at the farm, and I'm holding this adorable puppy I can't let go of. They were all staring. I'm like, okay, what's up? Go now. But I was the one who couldn't leave. The owner finally stopped by, realizing I wasn't going anywhere, and said, and she gave him to me. He slept with me the first 2 nights and then started teething, and the little shit bit me. Small bite, so he's forgiven. Anyways, he's grown so much since I first got him. He's only 8 months, and if anyone comes in my room that he doesn't know, he literally acts like a lion. He literally shows a protective side I wish I would have seen in my so-called protective system. I mean, yes, I felt totally safe with my security. It's their job to do what they're told. I mean, if you see anything suspicious, 72 people you don't know in and out of a house weekly take your car away. Animals, cold-blooded criminals are never even forced to go through those measures. All for what? We'll come back to that. And you know what? I don't question anymore. I know why. I don't want to give them the time of day with their words. I would rather finally react and spit in their effing faces. To say the least, I'm pretty ruined when it comes to trusting people. Just saying. Sawyer made me feel more loved in 9 seconds than any man I've ever been with. No bullshit, no words. Pure genius protection because of one thing. He loves me. The kind of love that doesn't require power, sex, lust, or money. Genuine, unconditional, I will F you up if you mess with my girl kind of love. He's the kind of like my third son. He's kind of like my third son at this point, so who knows? They say cats are the more advanced and smarter animals, but have you ever seen a cat protective? That's what I thought. Maybe it's a coincidence God is dog backwards and most definitely will laugh at me. I crack myself up most of the time too, but I will say I finally feel like I have found my God. Someone finally scared my security and checked their asses. It wasn't me. It was my dog. That's adorable, and that's so true. It's so true. When you have that connection and bond with a dog. Steph, I'm going to you first. I know, Kim, you, but the bond, to see Britney with the bond of the dog, before we get into some of the things I want to comment on, because she's throwing some shade in here, and I see some stuff. Yeah. Before we get there, what is your reaction as a dog lover?
Oh, it's exactly like how I feel with my 2 dogs, Trigger and Samson. Samson in particular, he's the youngest, but he's the Belgian Malinois. And he has taken over Chipper, who sadly passed away last year, as being the protective one. So he's the one now that protects Mummy, and Trigger's the one that just, gives me the time of day when he can be bothered, let's put it that way. But yeah, that kind of bond that you have between mother and the dog is something else. I call them my babies. I call them my children. They're my children. They're my babies. And I would lay down my life for them. It's as simple as that, as they would do for me. So, yeah, everything that she's saying there is what I feel about my two and more. And so the more that she's with Sawyer and the more that Sawyer grows up with her and she bonds more, she's going to feel so much more things. And the dogs, they all have personalities. They all have their own distinct personalities, and she's going to learn that too. And yeah, she'll feel protected by him, but then like funny, and you can chat with them as well and just chill with them. And yeah, all they just want to do is just give you love and protect you and give you loads of kisses. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing what she said there about Sawyer. Absolutely.
It warms my heart because trust me, obviously, as Steph knows, to have a Sawyer in your life that you love that much is a special thing. Because that's my son Sawyer, who saved me and through my darkest point. But yeah, to have that unconditional life of your babies, your dogs, your kids, and your cats. Cats can be protective too. I'm going to say it. They absolutely can. But it's different. It's different. I respect. But all right. But Kim, let's beautiful. I love it. It's so cute. The dog. I'm into it. But let's look at the shade here for a bit too, because we got to dissect some of this too. There's two things, right? To me, obviously, the fact she's calling out the security, obviously, because the security didn't protect her the same way, and they weren't helping her; they were working for her father, and that's what's so sad because the security should have been there to protect her, just like the dog's protecting her, or anybody who loves her should be protecting her. No, they were protecting the bottom line and the money, and that's what's so sad about this whole story. And it's encouraging to see her saying it out loud and reminding everybody and bringing it back up and not letting that die down, because that's the really most scariest part here, right? Where she's even, we reported on it when they took away her dogs. There was a point where literally her dogs were kidnapped. This is just awful. And so no one ever did anything. And the fact that her security was there allowing her to be recorded, allegedly, behind her back. It's massively depressing. But what's interesting, too, it's like, I don't think she meant it in a negative way, but I see it as a knock on Sam, too. She just said, no one's ever loved, I've never loved anybody like I love my dog. Hey, fiance. And she's like, doesn't require power, sex, lust, or money. Am I seeing through that a little bit? Is there a subtle, like, hey, Sam, Kim, I want to go to you on your thoughts. Should Sam be like a little nervous of like, uh-oh, is she calling me out?
I don't think so. I mean, okay, I've been with my husband for, oh gosh, I'm doing the math now. It's actually our anniversary today, which is very sad. So I can't remember. Yeah, 17. We've been together 17 years. And I have two dogs myself. I had 3 last year. One of them passed away. And one of my dogs was quite sick this weekend, which was why reading this was very emotional for me. But it's true that the love that you have between, at least I can say as like a woman myself and my dogs, it is like nothing else I've ever had in my life. And it is so pure and so beautiful. And it's so unconditional. And I think she's absolutely right. And sometimes it's nice to have a relationship like that it's like you can just be a complete mess, and they don't care. They still want to be with you. They still want to love you. They want to make everything better. And you have to build a lot into a relation, like a romantic relationship, before you get to that point with somebody. Whereas with a dog, it can almost be like instant. That it's just, yep, I like you. You're it. We're good. And it's just immediate. It's so special. So I don't really see it as shade for Sam. I think probably Sam knows better that he can't.
And most guys need to know kids and dogs are always going to be first. And if you don't know that, learn
no
it.
matter what Sam does, he will never be cuter than Sawyer.
It's true.
And he just has to accept that.
It's true.
Yeah, so that's...
Nicole Ritchie, though, I saw your comment. Member of 7 months here. Oh, my gosh. Thank you to all our Planeteers and people who've stuck around that long. But Nicole sent over a member, a channel investor for 7 months. Holy moly, Nicole.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to reach out. I sometimes can't tell the levels you're at. And investors, you get to check in, and if you need anything or suggest stories, hit me up, Nicole. Appreciate you so much. But Nicole's with me. I find it sus that Sam hasn't liked the post either. But granted, this was less than an hour ago, 40 minutes or so ago. Maybe he will, or just has been busy. But look, I think could there be some shade here? Maybe, but I think it's loving shade because any guy or even lady knows the pets and the kids, which I include pets, always are number one in someone's life. So should never if you take problem with that, then you got real issues. You got to look at yourself because you just can't compete with that. But any other shade or any things you're noticing here? I mean, adorable. But as you go through it, it's clear she's throwing shade at the security, at the family. Every chance she can, she's reminding people what they did to her, and it makes me happy. Steph, final thoughts from you?
In regards to that particular part where she says, no one, has loved me unconditionally like this, it, don't require power and whatever. I think she's more kind of referencing the previous boyfriends that she had during the conservatorship rather than Sam. It's kind of like my instinct on that, because if she really, really felt like that about Sam, there won't be a ring on her finger right now, and he'd be completely out of the picture. So I don't think it's any shade whatsoever to Sam. I think it's shade towards, at the very least, the boyfriends, relationships, family, everyone that was involved in the conservatorship, and all the boyfriends before Sam. Including, I would say, Jason Trawick was the one of the more higher known,
literally worked for her, right?
Yeah. Boyfriends. I always thought, no word of a lie, I'm not talking out my backside here, that he was total sus, and that I thought he was planted by the conservatorship. As an element to try and control Britney in a certain way. So rather than actually being a boyfriend and loving and all that lot, there was ulterior motives to that guy. My opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. So that's why I say that sentence, I think we can ignore Sam. I don't think that applies to him at all. It's everyone before that in terms of boyfriends since the conservatorship began. Because just to be very clear, I don't think this sentence applies to anyone pre-conservatorship, i.e. Justin Timberlake and all that lot. So, yeah. That makes sense.
Lindsay Powell, also a member of 6 months. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Said, pets are definitely number one. I'm happy she has Sawyer. She deserves to know unconditional love. I'm sure Sam understands. We hope. You hope, but I imagine he does. Well said. I don't think she'd have the ring either anymore if she felt that way. She's got to be on high protection mode, and at this point, you wouldn't want him around if she's feeling nervous or doubting anything about it.
Yeah.
Now, we'll keep our eyes still. Always got to keep our eyes because you never know. But I'm going to stay positive on him. But encouraging to see her still speaking out when she needs to. And this dog is adorable, and it makes me happy to know that she's out. That Sawyer is out there protecting her, barking at everybody, and such an important, integral part of her life now that no one can take away. And hopefully help her build her trust back, which is just heartbreaking to read as we go through it all. And she sort of seemingly jokingly talking about her trust issues, knowing the story as deeply as we do. I'm pretty ruined when it comes to trusting people. It's just so sad. It makes me so, but it gives me hope when I see her seeing it and attempting to put herself back out there with these pets and people that she is letting in. Bravo. We're there for her. We appreciate you, Brittany. We always got your back. And if you want more updates, our reactions to things, make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell for all alerts, and smash that like button. You can also leave a comment down below. What do you think? Do you think there's shade at Sam? Do you trust Sam? Do you love Sam? Whatever your thoughts are. How adorable is Sawyer? Put all those comments down below. In the meanwhile, make sure you also support Steph the Alternate on YouTube. And thank you, Kim. She has a channel coming as well, which we'll be promoting soon when she has it ready. And thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on the live show, don't go anywhere. We are gonna wrap up. But if you're watching on the replay, why not join? You can always catch the full shows at your leisure by clicking the members only playlist on the channel page.